All right, hello everybody. Hello, and welcome everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well, and hopefully you're chilling out a little bit here in the summertime. I am aware that we are in the middle of the summer. Today is actually August 1st, 2018. I'm DSP, of course, and I welcome you to my first of two gameplay streams for today, Wednesday. It has finally started to cool down here in Washington State. We had a heat wave for about a week and a half, and most of the United States was in the midst of a ginormous heat wave. And finally today, we cooled down by about 10-15 degrees, and apparently we're supposed to stay like this or even get cooler in the next week, which is excellent because we can all stop sweating our balls off here in this state. The thing is that a lot of the country has hotter weather than us too, so I really can hear, if you guys live in the United States, your cries for coolness. Hopefully you are awarded some relief in this next coming week, okay? Also, today is my day back from break, and I know that's weird because usually I don't take a break during the weekdays. Usually it's only Saturdays, right? Well, this was a weird week where I didn't take a break last Saturday, so I took one yesterday. A lot of people have asked, gee, what did Phil do? Why did he need that day off? Very simply put, it wasn't very exciting. It was mostly me doing things that I couldn't do during the weekend. Like, for example, a doctor's appointment. I got a haircut. Woohoo, you know. It wasn't anything super duper thrilling. It was just stuff that is a lot more difficult to schedule during a Saturday, for example. So, had to take a random weekday. And, you know, from time to time, I may have to do that. And if I do, I'll always let you guys know. Incidentally, it was the perfect week to do it because there were no new releases, you know, during the earlier portion of this week. So, it wasn't that big of a deal. Okay? But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting a new month. So, I have a few things to say here on pre-stream as we begin a new month. First of all, thank you guys for an amazingly supportive July. It's no surprise that people were very, very supportive during last month for various different reasons. You know, some people just really appreciated the fact that I really was going the extra mile to put out entertaining summer content for you guys at a time when there were no new releases at all. You know, doing playthroughs such as The Simpsons Hit and Run, Silent Hill 2, Half-Life 2, Jak 3, amongst many, many, many others. And others were being supportive near the end of the month when, sadly, about almost 2 weeks ago now, DSP Gaming, my 8-year running YouTube channel, became demonetized on YouTube for pretty much no valid reason. The reason that they're claiming it's demonetized is incorrect. And I still haven't heard a response. And YouTube support at this point has basically said, we can't help you until you get a response from the AdSense team, so there's no reason for us to talk anymore until you get an answer, so thanks, but can't do anything. So thanks to everyone who stepped up and who did actually help me out tremendously at the end of last month. Not only with your support on streams, but also on things like Patreon and the like. But thank you guys. It was a really supportive month. Just so you guys know, we did actually hit the final sub goal for the month of July. We hit 500 subs on Monday night. I actually had gone offline after playing Vice City, and apparently there was a big rally of support from a couple of people who were... not only some people were subbing, but they were gifting subs, and we hit 500 subs, okay? So what does that mean? All right, well, a few things. Number one, we're going to be doing the 10-year anniversary retrospective event, as well as a new Patron's Choice playthrough. But since we hit a Tier 3 sub goal, what I'm going to be doing now, which I actually began looking around for stuff for this yesterday, actually, and I got a couple ideas, actually. There's going to be a new special episode of DSP Tries It, a special comedy-style episode where I try out some kind of a wacky product. I'm not sure what exactly it's going to be yet, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, quite frankly, I'm going to be very busy over the next few weeks working on things like the Rageathon and all these new playthroughs and new games coming out paired with the stuff that I'm trying to finish up for the summer. So I know I'm going to be quite busy, but I'm going to still keep my eyes peeled and keep looking, and then probably... hopefully by the end of August, I'll have selected an item that'll be for this new DSP Tries It, and then I'll be able to film it and put that out for you guys, alright? But, just so you know, it's not coming out right away. I have to get some good ideas for what I'm going to do before I film. I don't want to just rush something out that's a piece of shit, you know what I mean? I want to at least be able to do something that's fun and interesting. Okay? And no, Jake likes cats, it will not be meth. What a ridiculous things to say, okay? Okay. So, that being said, everyone, Thank you for an amazingly supportive July. Just so you guys know, I'm almost positive it's my second best month ever. Because my best streaming months on Twitch were December and January of last year, obviously, you know. And that was mostly because there were a ridiculous amount of gifted subs because subs were half price. Plus, you know, it was the holiday, so a lot of people were feeling very generous. So to have that in the July, to have July come out of nowhere as like one of my best streaming months ever is very much appreciated. And all I can say is if we can keep that up this month, plus with all the new games coming out this month, which I'm about to review with you guys, can you imagine how great things are going to look moving forward? You know, not only will I have the core fan base who are here for everything, but a natural influx of new viewers for new content, new games, right? And I'm very excited about that. So that's awesome. And thank you guys so much. All right. So just saying up front, thank you guys very much for your support. Considering the fact that I still have no positive update about DSP Gaming, any way that you guys can support is greatly appreciated. I want to keep doing this for a living. I love doing this for a living. But, you know, we basically need an increase of support in order for that to happen. So far, July was great, and we can keep this pattern up. I think we'll actually be all right, but we need to keep it up. We can't have, oh, July was great, and now August, all of a sudden, Phil makes half as much money as he did in July. You know what I mean? Then I'm screwed, because I have no income coming in from YouTube right now. So we have to see what happens. We'll play it by ear, but I'm hoping for a very positive August, okay? That being said, as you guys will see, many things have kind of reset. You know, the stream leaderboard for Cheers reset on Monday. And, you know, I only streamed on Monday. I didn't stream yesterday. So you have a good chance to get up on that leaderboard. I'm going to be keeping on with the stream stats leaderboard on all my playthroughs. So you're going to see that, you know, in my playthroughs where you can get top cheer, top tip. My overall thing tracker, which is the kind of the what's it called? Extension. That's a plugin for this channel that tracks things like overall top cheerers and things, has reset for the month. So basically now everything's reset. It's a good chance for people to now get noticed again for their contributions, get to the top of those leaderboards and charts, because everything has reset, just a FYI, because it is the first, you know, is an official kind of reset day here today. Okay? So, pretty awesome, right? Okay. So let's talk now. Let's talk schedule-wise, because I know you guys are wondering what the heck's going on, what games are coming up here on stream, etc. So today we're doing something special and fun. Today, it's the premiere of South Park: The Fractured But Whole's final DLC. This is it. The last piece of content for this game. And we don't even know if they're ever going to make another South Park game. So this could just be the final piece of content we ever get for these awesome South Park RPGs. It's called Bring the Crunch. What it is a plot line featuring the South Park kids going to summer camp. And at the summer camp, we've got kind of like a mystery on our hands. I'm not sure if it's a murder mystery or another kind of mystery, but basically there's like supposed to be a big mystery, suspense, thriller, horror style plot line. Think like Camp Crystal Lake-esque, okay? And it's up to, you know, the kids as their superhero personas, as well as a brand new superhero, Mintberry Crunch, who apparently is a brand new character for this game, I guess, to solve what's going on at summer camp. Sounds like an interesting plot line to me, especially with the South Park humor intertwined with it. It's probably going to be really good. Now, the last DLC for South Park: The Fractured But Whole was around 6 hours long, okay? So basically, it took one main gameplay stream, and then it took one nighttime gameplay stream, and I was able to wrap it up. That's probably what's going to happen with this one as well. So allow me to very briefly go through the schedule here so you know what to expect for the rest of this week. And then what I want to do is very quickly go through a schedule preview for the rest of the month, because I'm already getting lots of questions on, gee, Phil, you know, what games will you be playing in August? Because there's actually a lot of new games this month. Are you going to be playing them, or are you going to skip them and do more downtime stuff like in July? So allow me to explain what you can expect. Okay? All right. Today, South Park: The Fractured But Whole DLC on the first stream. Tonight, more Vice City, guys. I know you guys have been absolutely loving the Vice City streams. We always get great attendance. We always get people coming out and supporting. It's been really good. So that's going to be tonight. More Vice City fun. Okay? And for those wondering how far I am into the game, I'm currently in the grind of the game where you have to basically buy all the businesses and get them all to start generating money. And at this point, I think I've got 3 or 4 of them generating money. So that's good, but I still need to finish up the other 3 or 4. So we still got a ways to go. Okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to return to Eternal Darkness. I know, I played this on Sunday. It was a great survival horror game, very different from other survival horror games that I've played, and it was actually a lot of fun, although it was a little frustrating with the outdated camera and controls. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to be coming back to it tomorrow to continue on the playthrough, okay? So I hope you guys will come back tomorrow with that, all right? Then tomorrow night, more Persona 5. I'm finally past the boring Shido's Palace part of the game, and I'm doing social links and final downtime, final free time before the end of the game, which is great. So I'm enjoying myself. I hope you guys will join me for that tomorrow night. Then on Friday, it's the premiere of the Black Ops 4 private beta. It's only for people who have pre-ordered the game, okay? And so you may be wondering, oh geez, you know, I wonder what this game's going to play like or whatever. I did pre-order it, and I'll be playing that on Friday's main gameplay stream. We'll get a first taste of the Black Ops 4 multiplayer beta and see what it's like hands-on, okay? And then Friday night is up in the air. I originally said, oh, maybe it'll be Vice City. But the thing is, I just realized that I may not have finished this South Park DLC, and I probably want to before the weekend. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try to finish up this DLC on Friday night. So that way we can get it done with, you know what I mean? And that's not lingering. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I think that's the rough schedule. Now the thing is, guys, Saturday is my day off, all right? And I know you're saying, oh, you just had a day off on Tuesday. You're right, but Saturday is my typical day off, and eventually, well, not eventually, but that's the day that I do important stuff like grocery shopping and the like. So I still need to have that day off, so I am still taking Saturday off. I know that, oh, man, you just took a day off. You're only streaming 3 days, and you got another day off. Well, the thing is, after this, we'll get back onto the normal schedule where I work, 6 straight days, and then I just have the day off on Saturday. So we're going to get back into that schedule soon, or well, this week actually, okay? So there you go, guys. That's the deal with the next few days. Now, next week, FYI, guys, it's going to be a continuation of all the stuff I'm doing, trying to finish up Persona 5, Vice City, and Eternal Darkness, okay? Balancing that possibly with the return of things like Street Fighter or Battle Royale, because I've actually been craving both of those and haven't been able to do them. Next week, the end of next week, okay, which is, I'd say August 10th, we've got both We Happy Few and Madden releasing, and I'm going to be playing both of those games. So we're actually going to be, relatively early on here in August into all new release content for you guys, which I'm very excited about because we haven't had major new releases in so long. It's going to feel weird to be saying, wow, I have new games to play today. Holy crap, don't even, not even used to it. Now, some of the other stuff to be expecting in the next few weeks. We've got The Walking Dead final season of the Telltale series coming out in the middle of August. Yes, I'll be playing that. We've got the Shenmue collection, which is Shenmue 1 and 2 redone for modern game consoles. And I'll be playing Shenmue 1 once that starts up. Okay? At the end of this month, we've got Fire Pro Wrestling World. I've never played a Fire Pro Wrestling game before, but I've heard it's absolutely amazing for simulations. And I've been very excited to try out this game, considering that most of the stuff that I do in wrestling games is simulations. So it could be pretty awesome to try this out and see how it goes. So I am going to be playing that at the end of this month, okay? So we've got, the Black Ops 4 beta, We Happy Few, Madden, Walking Dead, Shenmue Collection, and Fire Pro Wrestling. We've got 6 new games that I'll be playing, okay? Balanced in with all my other downtime style stuff. Now, if we do have time during the month, yes, it's very possible I'll do 1 or 2 other downtime style games for the end of the summer before we hit the ginormous rush of stuff that's going to happen in September. Tons of new games in September, plus in September, I'll be scheduling multiple patron events and stuff. So I get the feeling September is going to be super busy. But, August should be a good mix. Now, the other thing that I have not mentioned at all is the Rageathon. So for those of you who aren't aware, there's going to be a Rageathon day-long event coming in August. What this is going to be is a marathon-style stream, 7 or more hours of straight gameplay, where I'm going to be playing games that cause me rage, that were already nominated on and are now being voted on by the current patrons, okay? Games such as I Want to Be the Guy, Persona 3, Street Fighter 5, we think about this, Scarface, Undertale Genocide Run, okay, Cat Mario, and that's just among a few. I think there's like 9 or 10 that were actually made it to the final poll. So the patrons are voting on those right now. I have not had a chance to go check on the results of that poll. I've busy all day yesterday and this morning, just setting up for this. I haven't had a chance yet. But I will let you know once we get more information exactly what to expect with that poll. And that poll is going to be open for another week and a half. So basically around the middle of August, the poll will close, and then I will schedule the event, which will probably be around middle of August, I'm thinking, would be a good time to do it. So that's going to happen as well, okay? Now, also, there are 2 other events coming up, as I already mentioned, in September. We're going to have the 10 years of DSP retrospective event coming up in September. That's going to be awesome. And then in addition, we also have a new Patron's Choice playthrough that'll be coming up in the month of September. So 2 patron reward events. Well, actually, it's because you guys subbed here on Twitch, but the patrons are the ones who are going to be determining what we're going to be doing in those events during September. Pretty awesome, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to get into the plug segment, guys, okay? And during this plug segment, FYI, I will be announcing the new sub goal, so you guys know what you're subbing towards in the month of August, all right? So I will talk about that in just a moment, because a lot of people are saying, what's the new sub goal? Is there a new sub goal? Yes, I already know what it is, and it's going to be a good one, okay? Okay, let's get to the plugs, guys. Let's get to the plug segment. This is the segment where I tell you all the ways that you can support me continuing to do this full-time. I've done it full-time since 2011. I want to keep doing it full-time. I love streaming with you guys every single day, especially now. We're finally heading into new gameplay content, new games and everything, and I love this time of the year. This is obviously my favorite gaming time of the year coming up. As hectic as it is, it's so much fun to be doing new release after new release after new release and having so much fun hanging out with you guys playing through them on streams, all right? That being said, I need your support. Right now, I'm in a dire situation with YouTube making me little to no money at all, and until a solution is found, which I'm working on, I'm thinking about doing some sponsored streams on Twitch. I'm thinking about maybe just selling some stuff around the house for a short-term solution. KO Gaming, I am uploading new videos to, and hopefully that will start to make some money soon, because right now it's making almost nothing. But you see what I mean? Like, these are all solutions, and sadly, these aren't quick solutions. I need your support to keep going until I can get to a point where maybe I can find a satisfactory solution for what's going on. Okay? So, all that being said, guys, please support in any way you can. And here are the ways that you can support. All right? Number 1, you can check out my Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil and consider pledging. As I just mentioned, so many events right now are being determined by patrons. We've got a Rageathon, an anniversary event, and a Patron's Choice playthrough that are all being determined by my patrons. I mean, if that's not a ton of power, I don't know what is. I mean, 3 events in the next 2 months are going to be determined by people who pledge to my Patreon. That's huge, right? So please consider pledging. If you pledge $5 or more, you'll get in on those style of events, all right? But there's also other perks as well, like getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, or getting a private Q&A video made, or getting text or verbal thank yous in my streams and videos. So many, many, many different ways to get recognition for your contributions. All right, please consider pledging. It helps out tremendously. I want to say thank you to everyone who did step up last month in July and pledge. There were a lot of people who stepped up and pledged for the first time. And I want to say thank you for that, guys, because that's going to help a lot. Trust me, that's going to help a lot right now. All right. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please check it out when you get a chance, guys. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Number 2, I have a Teespring shop where I sell merchandise. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, and mugs. It's great quality stuff. I can attest to it because I own a bunch of it and had it for over a year, and the stuff is not wearing out or anything. It's great quality. Now, I know a lot of you have kind of been burnt out on the shop because there hasn't been that much activity. Well, guess what? Soon, I can't tell you exactly when, but soon, my 10th anniversary line of products will launch on my Teespring shop. Being a 10-year content creator is a huge achievement, and it's going to be official in September. So, hopefully by the end of this month or early September, I'll have this product line up and running, and I hope you guys will give it a look and consider buying something. If you buy anything from my Teespring shop at any time, I get a commission that helps me out, and you obviously get a really cool collectible. Okay, guys? So thanks for your support there. You can see the web address and everything for the Teespring shop right here on the pre-stream roll. So give it a look. Now, let's move on to people who are here, okay? People who are here live on the stream. Why do I say that? I say that because some people actually watch this pre-stream on YouTube, especially now on KO Gaming. A lot of people have been watching it to have a way to keep in line with what's going on with me. They want to be informed on what's going on with DSP Gaming, what's going on with Phil. Is he going to be able to keep doing this, etc., right? So that being said, let me say, for those of you who are actually here live watching on stream, okay, if you're having a good time, you're having fun, you love the gameplay, you love what I'm doing, you love the interactivity, you love these streams, you want to see them continue, you can get interactive with me, all right, by getting a shout out during the stream. How do you get a shout out during my live streams? Well, every once in a while I will look at the stream chat and just talk with you guys regularly, but if you want to be, you know, a very increased chance to get a shout out, you can either cheer with bits or subscribe to the channel, or you can tip me during the stream. And if you do any of those three things, I'm going to give you a verbal shout out during the stream, as long as you abide by a few very simple criteria as follows. Number one, try to be positive. Do not bring in toxicity, negativity, or insults. Do not bring up negative stuff going on outside of the stream. No one cares about someone talking junk about me or someone else. No one cares about someone's rebroadcasting you illegally and stuff like that. Seriously, no one cares, and we don't need to know about that crap. This stream is meant to be a positive, fun place, right? We don't need that dragging us down. Number two, please try to stay on topic. Please don't try to derail the stream with topics such as politics or religion, which are always very contentious and usually lead to arguments, so please don't bring that stuff up. And in general, you know, just try to be on topic. I'm not saying you absolutely have to be. If you have a random question or whatever, great. But chances are, if you cheer with a ginormous paragraph that's going to cause me to derail the stream for 5 minutes, I'm probably not going to read it. And keep in mind, this is my stream. It's subjective what I read on my own stream. I don't have to read every single thing that you guys cheer, sub, or tip, okay? So please consider cheering, subbing, or tipping to get a nice shout out during the stream. And in general, most people get it, and the stream ends up being very fun and interactive and great. So thank you guys for, like I said, an amazing July. And now here's to a great August coming up, okay? All right, now moving on, if you'd like to get visual thanks for your contributions on stream, you could do so as well. How? Well, if you either cheer 50 bits or more in a single cheer, or if you subscribe to the channel, wait a couple minutes and click on the share button that will appear after you subscribe, or if you tip me $5 or more, you will end up getting a nice animation, a thank you animation that will play on the screen along with your message. So it's a cool way to get both visual and then eventually the verbal recognition with the shout out for any contributions. Pretty neat, right? All right, moving on, as you guys can see, we have the stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. This means that for cheering, subbing, and tipping, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for the top cheerer and the top tipper, and you guys will make it to the stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen, all right? This is a great way to give recognition to those who've earned it and for those who are the top contributors for the day, and I keep it up there, you know, and I update it periodically once we get a new top cheerer or tipper, and every once in a while I check on the sub count as well, all right? Let's talk about sub count. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's a new month. A whole new month. Okay? So there you go. A new month. All right? And you may be saying, well, that means a new sub goal. That is correct. As you guys can see, I've set up the level 1 sub goal for 525 subscribers for the month. Okay, as you can see, we had 500 subs on Monday. I wasn't here yesterday, so we lost a few. We're down to 494. I'll update by the end of this stream and see how many we're at now, because we did get some resubs and stuff during the stream. Okay, so what is the subscriber goal for the month of August? Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. It's a fan favorite, and it's one I haven't done in a long time. It is... It's the return of the Indies Marathon. I have not done an Indies Marathon since the beginning of this year. It's been a long time since I did one, okay? And I love doing Indies Marathons. The reason is, as you guys know, very rarely do I get time to take out of my busy schedule to check out indie games, okay? I just don't. I'm so busy usually with new releases that I just don't have time to check them out. Now, there's some exceptions here or there where every once in a while I will. But in regards to just checking out indie games on a regular basis, I don't do it. And some of the Indies Marathons I've done in the past have been some of the best content, in my opinion, that I put out. I got to experience tons of new stuff that I've never experienced in the past. It's hilarious because you can actually take a look at the stream chat, and everyone who's like, oh, indies again, it's the same people who just basically sit here and are negative every single day, or it's newcomers I don't know who they are. They're probably just here to troll. In general, the Indies marathons are some of the most popular things I do. This is one of the longest, most recurring goals I've ever done on Patreon when I used to judge it off of Patreon, and we used to almost always hit it. I think every time we hit the goal, okay? Because people love to see me play a variety of games. So here's how it's gonna work, okay? Here's how it's gonna work. If we hit 525 subs anytime during the month of August, we'll be doing an Indies marathon coming up in the fall, all right? More than likely, it's going to end up being either late September or October because it takes, a while to get people to nominate and vote on games. Speaking of which, if you're interested, right, please consider subbing to the channel to make it happen. If we hit the 525 subs, it'll lock in the event. And then people who are my patrons, who pledge to my Patreon, are the people who will be nominating and voting on the indie games. Some great indie games from the past that I've played. Hotline Miami 1 and 2. To the Moon. Oh my god, there's so many indie games I've played over the years that it's actually hard for me to put my finger on, like, the best ones. Alright, how about this? Let me ask you guys in the chat. What are some of your favorite indie games that I've played over the years? Because I've done this Indies Marathon probably about 6 to 7 times at least. Usually I do it at least twice a year. So I'm curious, what games have you seen me play Indies over the years, all right, that you guys have enjoyed? Night in the Woods. Oh my god, Night in the Woods. People still to this day ask me to play Night in the Woods again, right? Derek says Terraria, but I never played Terraria. I've actually, it made it to events, but I never got to play it. Darkest Dungeon was one of them, although some people say don't play it again, it's boring. Super Hot, I remember that one. Super Hot. None of your business. Okay, then don't share. How dare you? No, I never played For the Loss. Never played that game. FTL, For the Loss, I guess. But there you go. So here's an example. Some people have been asking me to play certain indie games for a while. Like, for example, Hollow Knight. I've been getting asked to play that game for about 2-3 months now. And it's like, I just don't have time. I'm doing all this 10th anniversary stuff for the summer. And people didn't really vote it in too heavily for the Patron's Choice playthroughs that I did recently. This event would be an excellent opportunity, right? An excellent opportunity to play a game like that, right? So, if you want to see me do a fun Indies Marathon this fall, all right, please subscribe to the channel this month, all right? And then those who pledge to my Patreon this month, $5 or more, will be nominating and voting on the indie games for this upcoming event. Now, keep in mind, this is just a Tier 1 goal. If we hit this goal, then I will have other goals in place. But we have to hit the Tier 1 goal to activate any other further goals when it comes to subs, all right? All right, so thank you guys for your support in July. Hopefully we can get some support ongoing here in August and we can hit the sub goal to make this Indies Marathon happen, okay? All right, so thank you guys for that. Now, what do you get for subbing? You get access to many things. First of all of my emotes. You get access to all of my different emotes if you subscribe to the channel. You also don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. I usually run them two times at least during one stream. So there you go. Or, well, I should say, and you get a cool chat crown badge to show that you are a sub, and it actually changes color depending on how long of a supporter you've been. Okay, so you start with bronze, and it goes to silver and gold and the like. Actually, I see some people now hitting their 21, and I think someone's about to hit their 22-month anniversary. In just a couple of months, guys, people will be hitting their 2-year anniversaries, which is going to be really awesome when the first people to earn their diamond crowns. Okay, pretty sweet. So, thank you guys very much for your support. Please consider subbing. You get lots of awesome stuff for it, and it makes the monthly goals happen. All right. Last but certainly not least, I've mentioned tipping a couple times during this pre-stream, and you may wonder, what does that mean? How do I do it? It's a completely separate process from either cheering or subbing, which are both built into Twitch. And, in particular, guys, being very honest with you, right now, tipping me is more helpful than anything else and will be for the next couple of weeks. Every single month in the first couple of weeks, all of my major bills come due, and it always drains my finances completely, like to the bone. And so, anything that you guys can contribute is greatly appreciated, okay? But if you, in particular have the ability to choose how you'd like to contribute and help out on stream today, please consider tipping me. It's the best way to help. So how do you tip? There's two different methods. Number one, if you look below my stream, you may see a button that says tip jar. And if you click on that button, it'll take you to my PayPal tips page where you can leave either an anonymous tip or your name in a message. It's up to you. Okay? Or if you don't see that, if you type in !tip into the stream chat, all right, it'll make our moderation bot post up a link to that tips page where you can also click on that link and leave me a tip via that method. Thank you guys. Any contributions are greatly appreciated, especially right now with the YouTube situation. But in particular, tipping is the best way. It helps me out the most right now. So please consider it. All right? All right. Now, it's time. Let's do some thank yous for those who contributed not only while I was away, because a few people did contribute while I was away and not streaming, but also to those who contributed during this very stream, and then we can start updating the stream stats leaderboard, okay? So first of all, the other night, it was both K Jones and Emperor Swaggins who were gifting subs to try to get me to 500, which we did hit. So thank you to both K Jones and Emperor Swaggins for that. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you guys very much. And we hit it. We did it. We hit the 500 subs goal because of you guys, okay? All right, now, for people who contributed when I was not here during my day off, we have Infinite55, who did both a 100-bit and then a 1,000-bit cheer, and I'm very much appreciative of that, okay? Thank you very much for your contributions, Infinite. Obi-Wan Kenobi did a 110-bit cheer and says, I hope you have a good rest of the week and weekend. I'll actually be in Vegas. I'm coming back late Monday, Tuesday morning. May your heart be your guiding key. Well, thank you, Obi-Wan. I'll see you next week. By next week, there'll be a lot of new content and stuff for you to check out. So, have a good weekend in Vegas. Very nice. The Lollipop did a series of cheers. His first one says, Phil, I have an idea. Why don't you have a new patron perk where some X amount of fans can talk to you through voice chat like Skype once a month? It would be nice. Thoughts about it. There's two reasons why I've considered that in the past, Lollipop, and I can't do it. The first is because, sadly, a lot of these voice over IP style programs like Skype, Discord, etc., there are ways to find out a person's IP address on the other side of a conversation. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Like, someone already did it to me once, years ago. They found my IP through Skype, and then they ended up attacking me for a while. And it sucks. Now, supposedly Skype is safer. Supposedly, you know, Discord is safe. It's not. Everyone thinks it is because they don't understand that if someone wants to get your IP, they will. And when you have a direct connection with someone like that, it's very risky. So that's one of the major reasons why I have never done stuff like that, because I've been attacked in the past. And you know, it's funny, already in Stream Chat, I feel so paranoid. Dude, that's not how I'm not paranoid. I've had my IP stolen through various methods in the past, and I've been DDoS attacked for months on end. Right now, I rely on having great internet to stream every day. Without this, I can't make any money. So sadly, I just can't take that risk. The other thing is, and this is the other realistic factor here, time. You have to realize, Lollipop, that I have a worldwide audience, and everyone has a different schedule, different time zone. And it's not like, oh, well, I'm going to say on Sunday night, I'm going to spend 3 hours talking to all of my patrons, right? That's not how it works. Most of the people, oh, I'm not available then. You know, that's nighttime for me, or I'm at work or whatever. See what I mean? Like, it's almost impossible to work out a schedule where I'd be able to talk with everyone. It would end up being such a time-consuming thing. And already, you guys know, I already don't have a lot of free time. The little time that I get to spend with my girl every day is like an hour and a half a day, you know. It would be a different story if, you know, things were different, but they're not. You know, I live the life I live. I stream 8 to 10 hours a day with work, you know, work behind that, and then, you know, I get very little time to really do much here with my girl, and that's kind of my life, you know, and I don't have a lot of free time to do this kind of stuff, especially. It would be one thing if, oh, okay, everyone who pledges in America, right, and now we can all figure it out, like, one day a week we sit down and I do it. I can't, it's not how it works, you know. So, sadly, that's pretty much it. And that's why I can't do something like that, okay? Okay. The Lollipop cheered again. He says, I saw on Twitter you asked what's your favorite playthrough to the fans. A lot of people answered old ones that you've done, not new ones. But it seems like a lot of your old playthroughs are better than the recent ones like I do. I don't say the new ones are bad. It has charm to it if it makes any sense. Lollipop, what a lot of people do is they like the old stuff because it's kind of a different era. Like, let's face it, a lot of the old playthroughs I did, I wouldn't even be able to do a playthrough like that anymore, right? Because people now are so offended by so many things good luck even putting out a playthrough like one of my old style playthroughs where I used to make sexual jokes all the time, and it was generalized racial humor. You know what I mean? Like, back then it was kind of the Wild West of the internet, and people weren't offended every 5 seconds at something that you do. Today, you can't even do that crap anymore. You can't. I would already be banned from Twitch. If I did a playthrough like I did my old style on YouTube, I'd probably be banned from Twitch already. And also, you got to keep in mind, this was a different era. Before the era of live streaming, where everyone was live streaming, right? There was no interactivity, so it was just you sitting there isolated playing a game. And so I basically had to do constant improv commentary and comedy over the gameplay. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Some people hated that I talked so much, and I talked over the cutscenes, and I talked over this and that, and didn't like my humor, and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, okay, a lot of people loved it. And that's how I got my initial popularity. And listen, I understand that. That's why, even though I've lost monetization on DSP Gaming, I want to keep that channel up as an eternal archive of what I've done in the past, you know? And now moving forward, sure, things are different, but I think things are just as good in a different way. Now you get interactivity, you get fun on the streams, right? It's a lot of fun having the kind of positive streams that we have now. Let's face it, a lot of the content back then was very negative, but it's not like that anymore, right? And I enjoy what I do for a living. I do. I like it more now in the past year and a half than I've liked the past, like, 3 to 4 years before that. Seriously, I do. So, I think that I've changed positively for the future, and obviously people believe, people agree with me, or else I wouldn't have just had one of the most supportive months I've ever had in July, right? But that being said, I understand people who used to watch the old stuff. It was a different style of video, a different style of stuff, you know, and times change, you got to change and move on. You know, there are people who are well-regarded content creators now who get shit for stuff they did 8 to 10 years ago. You know, it's like, what the hell? That was a different time. You can't, how are you going to hold it against me? What was her name? There was just an award that used to be given out for literature that was named after a woman who wrote a book that had, I guess, wording that was offensive to Native Americans. And she actually went back and changed the wording later on to make it not as offensive. But they just removed her name from this prestigious literature award, saying that her books are racist. It's like, wait a minute. We've read her books for 60, 70 fucking years and never once said they were racist. Now, because the modern era, we decide now that books are racist because we've changed our cultural beliefs now. So now she gets punished and gets her name removed from a fucking literature award. You see what I mean? Like, people punish people for the past, when in the past the things that weren't bad. You know what I mean? So I understand. There's people who reminisce about my past playthroughs. I get it. I agree with you. Like, a lot of the stuff that I used to do back then was so different and so edgy and risky or whatever. The thing is, you can't do that anymore. 2018 is not 2008. You know what I mean? And that's what people got to realize, is that you move on. But it's good that I get to keep those kind of videos on the Internet Archive so you guys can check them out whenever you want. Okay? Lollipop basically did another 50-bit cheer, and he says, I hope that eventually I can get more sponsored streams. Yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I want to do sponsored streams here on Twitch. The reason I haven't talked about one or done one in the last week is because there's been no new ones. They typically update that stuff about once a week, but it's random when they do it. Like, sometimes they'll do it on a Monday, sometimes they'll do it on a Wednesday, sometimes they'll do it on a Thursday. It's just random. I guess it's when they get enough new offers for sponsored stream opportunities, then they load them in, but there's been none. So I'm kind of just waiting around, and when the new slew comes out, whenever it is, I will be considering and probably doing one or more of those, because quite frankly, I need the extra funds, and anything would help right now. So if I do a sponsored stream once in a while, I think it'd be a fun thing, right? Okay. So there you go, guys. Now let's move on to those who contributed during today's stream. We start off with Floppy Donkey Sausage. What a name. And he says, have you ever played the new PC game called Cobra Club? No, I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. If this actually is a hot new PC game, great. Sounds to me like something you may want to nominate for like an Indies Marathon, right? But I don't know anything about Cobra Club, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Rubly Atomic just cheered and said, can I still vote on the video on the... Wait, try this again. Can I still vote for a video on the forum page for the Rageathon? Yes. That does not close until the middle of August. Like, it was 2 weeks from Sunday. So not this Sunday, but a week from this coming Sunday is when that poll will close. So you've still got plenty of time to vote if you haven't had a chance yet. Okay? Bradford, 13. Lots of 13s. has resubscribed to the channel for the 7th month in a row. Thank you, Bradford. The Spoon Handle resub for the 3rd month in a row and says, here's to a good August. Thank you, Spoon Handle. Ziggy Piggy cheered. He says, what's the most stressful thing you have to deal with on a daily basis involving your job? Honestly, when I'm actually playing the games and streaming and having fun with you guys, it's not stressful at all. Like, even though sometimes I'll rage at a game or whatever because it's difficult, that really doesn't stress me out at all. I would say it's the behind-the-scenes shit, you know, the fact that, oh, God, now I make no money on YouTube. What's the next piece of harassment that I'm going to suffer when all I did was put out a fun gameplay stream for you guys today? What's the next piece of slander? What's the next piece of harassment? What's the next piece of horse shit that I have to put up with behind the scenes that may negatively affect me? Hopefully it doesn't, right? But it happens all the time, you know, constant nonsense. And it gets very draining, and it becomes very, very, it gets very, very tiring, okay, when you have a situation where you love your job, but behind the scenes there's always so much negative shit that it kind of drags you down overall behind the scenes. And mentally, I'm very drained, especially now with, I don't know what's going to happen in just a couple of months with money. I don't know, because now I'm making no money on YouTube anymore. You know, and typically the end of the year is when YouTube revenue goes sky high for the holidays, and now I'm not going to make none of that. And it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, it really does terrify me. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, there may be a solution. I don't know. We'll find out. But that's the shit that bothers me. That's what stresses me out. It's not the fun stuff on stream. It's not the game. It's none of that. It's the shit behind the scenes, right? That drives me nuts. So, all right. Jack Attack cheered. He says, "Are you going to do the beta for Black Ops 4 Blackout in September?" Well, I believe because I pre-ordered the game, I also have access to that. And the answer is yeah, as long as it's at a time when it's not like the big release date for another new game. I would absolutely consider checking out that as well. So that way, I know what to expect when it comes to their own Battle Royale mode, right? Gaza Wolf cheered. He says, rest in peace to Frankie the Franker dog. Yes, very sad. For those who use the Franker Z emote on Twitch, one of my favorite global emotes on Twitch, the dog passed away. It's like, oh my god, this is the saddest news ever. It's such a cute dog. Fuck. But that's life, I guess. We live, we die. And Franker Z lives on in the chat of Twitch. Let us all have a moment of silence and use the Franker Z emote in honor of the passing of Franker Z. Okay, very nice. And everyone used the Franker Z emote. Very nice. All right, moving on. Stinkin' Burrows did a 355-bit cheer. He says, who is your daddy and what does he do? Who is your daddy and what does he do? An Arnold Schwarzenegger reference. Kindergarten Cop, of course. Thank you very much, Stinkin' Burrows. You are the top cheerer for today, so I put you up on the leaderboard right there. Thank you very much. The biggest cheer. So officially, Stinkin' Burrows has the biggest cheer of August. There you go. All right, let's continue. Woobag. Woobag, subscribe to the channel, resubscribe for the 21st month in a row. The 21st month. So thank you very much, Woobag, for 21 months of support. That is awesome of you. I appreciate that. Akio Artorius just cheered. He says, Derek Loves Lemur says that the simulations in Fire Pro Wrestling are going to be amazing. You can have 4-on-4 tag team matches, barbed wire death matches, and even landmine death matches. Holy shit. That sounds like it's going to be insane. All right. Well, I guess we'll see how that goes in later this month. Ziggy Piggy cheered. He said, instead of goals for new games, you should do a marathon where you finish all the games you stopped playing or rage quit. That wouldn't happen because it would be too time consuming. Some of the games that I quit are just games that I just didn't enjoy. It's not that, oh, I couldn't beat it. It's that it was so fucking boring. I just didn't care anymore. And quite frankly, let's say I do a 7-hour marathon, but you know, a lot of these games are going to take, the reason I quit them is because it's going to take 5-10 hours of grinding or horse shit in order to beat them. I can't do that in a 7-hour marathon, so that's why that's not viable. Wow, Floppy Donkey Sausage did 100-bit cheers. Says, will you consider playing Cobra Club during the Indie Marathon if you haven't already played it? Again, I know absolutely nothing about this Cobra Club game. If it is a viable game that people would like to see, and it is, you know, an indie game, then yeah, it would be eligible for the Indies Marathon, absolutely. Okay, Akio Artorias has cheered again. And he says, Derek says, WWE 2K19 will have a Towers mode. You can choose your own created character to complete in a big stream of superstars from NXT to current champions, including legends. There's different stipulations and match types for each superstar. Sounds really interesting. I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. Every year, every single fucking year, WWE sounds like it's going to be a great game. And for the last 3 years, it's been terrible. And, you know, it's to the point where it's like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 times, boy, I'm a sap, right? And I don't know. Like, again, after last year being such a bad iteration of WWE, I seriously doubt that I would buy it again. I would buy it this year. If someone wants to gift it to me or something, because they really want to see me try it, okay. But I don't see myself dropping $60 on a game that has been so piss poor the last couple of years. You know? I just don't see the point, so. Jay Kramer cheers. I think people get frustrated when they ask you if you would do something like the Skype thing, and your detractors make fun of you because you say, I can't all the time. That's what I heard. Well, guess what? I'm a realist. Saying I can't and giving a valid reason is different than just saying I can't because I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to. You guys got to understand. I love doing new stuff. I love doing special events, you know. Just like people say, well, Phil, you should put videos, private on your YouTube channels only for patrons. Everyone does that. Everyone who does Patreon and who's successful has private videos just for their patrons. I can't do that. Because I was directly told when I signed up for Patreon 3 years ago, I was told by my detractors, well, if you do that, we'll have one person sign up for whatever perk level that is, and they'll just distribute those videos to everyone on the internet for free, and therefore no one will pledge for that perk level because it'll be worthless because we're just going to steal all your content and do it for free. So I can't do it. You see what I mean? Other YouTubers may be able to do this perk level, right? Other streamers, because they don't have malicious dicks who try to steal their fucking IPs and then are going to completely destroy them. You know, I'm sorry. This is my livelihood. I can't risk my only form of income, which is Twitch, on something as frivolous as a new patron event. You see what I mean? I'm a realist. So you know what? It's funny because, oh, your detractors make fun of you all the time. My detractors are the reason I can't do the shit that I can't do. So why do you think that they're bringing it up? Because it's a way that they got attention. Oh, we got attention because we fuck with Phil all the time, and now he can't do stuff because of us, so let's talk about it and laugh. So how about this, Jay Kramer? Instead of saying stupid shit like that, just don't fucking listen to what the detractors say. You'll have a much better time. Maybe you should stop listening to all the things they say and just focus on positive stuff because you're wasting your fucking time and you're wasting my time with a stupid statement like that. Okay. Oh, Fizzle gifted a tier 1 sub to Metal Face Zach. I have no idea who that is. I don't remember seeing them in the chat. But thank you to Fizzle for the support, and congratulations, Metal Face Zach, for receiving the gifted sub. Dude Frozen cheered, and he said, why not bring back fan appreciation matches and multiplayer games? Just mute the voice chat, or trolls get in, or can they get your IP? Now, they can't get my IP, but they just ruined the matches. I'll give you an example. The last time I did an open fan appreciation, the trolls literally were filling up the lobbies, and therefore wouldn't play the games. They would just stand in place, spin in place, stand in front of me, block doorways, not do stuff to allow the game to be played, and ruin the session completely. It's not about trolling via voice chat at all. It's about just the viability of a multiplayer event when more than half the people there are just there to waste time and ruin it for you. It's not viable. Okay? Third Eye the Third cheered, and he said, what made you change your stance on sponsored streams? I suggested a couple of months back, you said I was crazy, and those who do them are fake. And that, in any case, I'm glad you wised up. Actually, Third Eye the Third, what I said was doing a sponsored stream where you're forced to basically talk positively about a game, i.e. a paid advertisement, is bullshit. And the frame of reference I'll give you, alright, is that there was a particular game that a few streamers were given very early, about a week early, and they were all playing it, and people were telling me while they were playing it a week early that they were playing it on Twitch, and then I did a little bit of research and found out, per the terms and conditions of them getting that game early, they were not allowed to give their opinion on the game at all, because that would be considering breaking the review embargo. So they could play the game on stream and react to what was going on in the game, but they could literally not say, wow, that's good, or wow, that's bad, because that was considered review embargo breaking. All they could do is play the game and do like reactionary commentary to stuff and then talk to people on stream. They couldn't actually give their opinions at all, which means that's a paid advertisement. That I would never do. I would never do that. That's ridiculous, ingenuous content. It's not legit, you know. The flip side is these sponsored streams that I'm considering doing on Twitch are not that. The only criteria that I'm given is that, yes, you can be honest, but don't be unfairly overly negative, right? So, for example, if I'm playing World of Tanks and the game's continuously crashing on my console, or excuse me, on my PC, I can make the comment, man, I don't know what's going on, why this game isn't really jiving with my PC, that's kind of ridiculous. If I'm playing the game and I'm not liking it, I can say, man, this game really isn't my cup of tea for whatever reason, I'm just not enjoying myself, But if I say, this game is a stinking, honking piece of shit, the worst game ever made, yeah, then on a sponsored stream, I'm probably going to get in trouble, right? That's the difference. Now, let's face it, in general, that's an overreaction. And yes, every once in a while, if I'm really angry at a game, I will react that way. But in general, these sponsored streams on Twitch allow you to give your honest opinions. If you really don't like a game, you could say it. As long as you're not slamming the game, right, for something that's completely unfair, right, or you're doing it to an extreme to get some kind of a ridiculous reaction out of your viewers, these sponsored streams allow you to have a legit opinion on a game, which was not allowed in those sponsored streams that I was criticizing a few months back, okay? That's the difference. The difference of a 100% shill paid advertisement, right, versus an actual legitimate gameplay stream, okay? And since these streams allow me to do that, why wouldn't I do a sponsored stream as long as I'm showing? Really what they're looking for is exposure. They're not looking for you to kiss a game's ass. They're looking for exposure. They want their game to get more exposure and have people more awareness for this game. That's the point of these streams, versus there are streams where you have to kiss the game's ass, which is ridiculous. So that's the difference, and that's why I'm considering doing the Twitch sponsored streams coming up, because they give you that freedom, because they're not just paid shill kind of content, which is good, right? I wouldn't want to participate in that kind of shit. Okay, Suparu cheered and said, hey man, you said you went to the doctor, I hope everything is going well. Well, what happens in my personal life stays in my personal life. If I feel like revealing anything to you guys, I will. But yeah, basically it was a very boring, the whole day wasn't boring, but going to the doctor and getting your hair cut isn't exactly the most exciting things to do on a day off, but I had to do them all in one day. So Hardy Buck cheered. He said, you once said someone sent your parents a letter. Have you ever sent anything else strange? Just curious. The weirdest thing I ever got was shit. I got shit in the mail. I actually got shit in the mail. That's not me lying. That's not an exaggeration. I got actual feces through the fucking mail. That was years ago, though. That actually was not recent. That was a while ago. But that was kind of disgusting. And I was like, wow. How nice. Now, I'm sure people have tried to send me stuff over the years. The funniest one was the guy who earlier this year admitted he tried to send me a giant cardboard penis. And I have no idea what he's talking about. I never got it. So apparently the guy sent it to the wrong... Not only did he spend hours picking out a cardboard penis to send to me, then he sent it to the wrong place. That's the intelligence level of the people who do this shit. So, you see what I mean? But, yeah, pretty gross. All right. Floppy Donkey Sauce is cheered again. He says, I missed the N64 THQ wrestling games. I never played them. I've heard many things about, what was it, like Raw's War or something like that. From back in the day, the late 90s to early 2000s wrestling games. A lot of people loved them, but I never played those. So I missed out on that whole era, I guess. Our Hardy Buck cheered. He says, Mafia 3 and Dead by Daylight are free games on PSN this month. Worth the buy, Phil. Mafia 3 is a good game if you can put up with a lot of repetitive grinding. They literally wedged in mandatory repetitive grinding into their game. I don't know why, because Mafia 2 had literally none of that. And even though it was a shorter game, it was a really great game, and the story was amazing and everything. Mafia 3 literally wedged in like 10 to 15 hours of boredom to make the game longer, and the game suffers for it, in my opinion. Plus, it was full of bugs at launch. Dead by Daylight's a fun game. Very, very different. It's kind of the same deal as Friday the 13th, where there's like a killer, and you can either control the killer or you could be the survivors, right? And it's fun in that regard, having different killer monsters and or playing the survivors, trying to avoid them. I actually really enjoyed playing that game last year when I played it a bunch. All right. And now Jay Kramer, oh, Phil, you're something. I just had a question. I want to see what you thought later. Yeah, but Jay Kramer, you brought up negative detractor stuff, which is against the rules. And then I criticized you for it. You can't handle it, and then you leave. Well, bye. Well, you enter a stream, you know what the rules are, you break the rules, you get criticized for it, you can't handle the criticism, you leave the stream. All right. I guess exactly what should have happened then. Great. June Wind has subscribed to the channel for the 10th month in a row. Thank you, June Win, for 10 months of support. Appreciate that. Murdoch did a 500-bit cheer and says, new month plus new stream equals new bits. Here you go. Hope you have fun in South Park. Phil, thank you very much, Murdoch. And Murdoch, for a very short time, was the cheerleader. However, immediately after him, Fizzle did a 600-bit cheer and said, dab on them haters. So Fizzle is now the top cheerer for today. Let's get him up or her up on the leaderboard because I'm not sure. There you go. All right, so now what we'll do, let's actually, guys, check sub count and see how we're doing. Let's take a look here. 493. So even though we got a bunch of resubs today, all right, sadly we lost a sub. It happens. It's early. It's early. We haven't even started the gameplay yet, okay? Again, guys, 525 subs. We'll be doing an Indies Marathon, where people will be nominating and voting on indie-style games for me to play. There's been a bunch in the last few months, okay? All right, Third Eye the Third has been timed out for the second time during this stream. He broke the rules, and if he does it again, he's probably going to end up getting permanently banned. I don't know what he's doing. First, he used an insulting message earlier, and now he is bringing up detractors and haters, which is against the rules. Blatantly. So please stop. Okay. RM Lordy just resubscribed to the channel for the 6th month in a row. He says, Artifact, Valve's answer to Hearthstone, released November 28th. When you consider playing it, those card games get a ton of viewers. No, they do not. At least for when I played them, they never really got a ton of viewers. And I don't really know, in regards to Hearthstone, what's happened with that game in the last couple of years. You guys remember I did play it a little bit on my phone at one time. And I did stream a couple sessions of it, and people thought it was all right. But in regards to the actual game, I never loved it. I didn't. I really did not love that game at all. I thought that, sadly, it was broken. It was basically a just random number generator. And, gee, do you get the cards you need? Do you get the cards you need to win? You know, you can build a deck as much as you want, but if you don't get the good cards randomly drawn, then you can't win. And I don't like a game like that, you know? I think that's poor shit. You know, that's a game of chance, so that when you're in a casino and you're playing, you know, poker, oh, you didn't get the card you need, so you lose, so the casino wins and makes money, right? That's the reason games of chance like that exist. Versus a game of skill, where everything's on the table at once, and as long as you utilize the things you have to win, it's based on your performance, not on luck of the draw, right? That's why I don't like Hearthstone. It feels more like gambling than actual skilled gameplay to me. Okay? So I didn't really like it. So no, I'm not really interested in playing any more of those kind of games. I played it for a few sessions. I didn't really dig it, you know. All right, let's see here. Well, shout out to Di James, who gifted a sub to actor Michael Merchant. Thank you, Di James, for the support. Also, thank you to Mr. Alligator3, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you for the sub, Mr. Alligator3. Hardy Buck Cheers says, if you were asked to sponsor a Homefront 3, would you do it, Phil? Well, only if I were allowed to be honest. And chances are, with how bad Homefront 2 was, and I have a video with 1 million views saying the game's a piece of shit, because it really was at launch, I don't think that the makers of Homefront 3 would want me to be sponsoring their content. By the way, there is no Homefront 3, because the game was a flop. DJ Runo cheered and said, is Madden confirmed yet? Yes. It's pre-bought. It's ready to go. Madden 100% is happening this year. How much am I playing Madden? I can't confirm. It'll depend on how much I enjoy it and how much you guys enjoy it. But Madden is a lock. It's happening this year. First time in a long time, many years. A big bumbling black man cheered and says, hello, Phil. How was your Tuesday? It was good. Although it was hot, it was good. I had fun. And also got a lot of kind of tedious shit done. So I got a lot of stuff done. All right. So it was a good day away, and now I'm ready for 3 straight days of double streaming content for you guys. Okay? All right, I guess that is it for the pre-stream, everyone. I want to say thank you to everyone who was patient. Also, thank you to everyone who obviously contributed during the stream. Very, very appreciated. We're going to start with South Park: The Fractured Butthole's final DLC here. Bring the Crunch. Hope you guys will enjoy it, and, you know, will hang out with me and participate and talk with me during it. Okay? Reminder, right now, if you cheer, sub, or tip, you know, I will give you a shout out. I'll also get you up on the Stream Stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. And As you can see, guys, there's no top tip. No one's tipped me yet today. So very easy way to get up on that leaderboard. And as I mentioned earlier on the stream, tipping right now is the best way to help me out. Because tips I get right away. And right now is the time of month when all my bills start coming due. And so tipping me helps me out tremendously. Right? So please consider tipping if you can. 2 ways to tip. Either look below my stream and click on the tips jar button. Or type in !tip into the stream chat to bring up the link. Alright. That is it. Thank you, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. All right, and let's get started. Sounds good. Oh, DJ Runo did a final cheer. He says, what do you think about playing one sports game a year? I would like to see you play NHL for once. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea, okay? I think it's funny that I don't really play sports games that much, and every once in a while, if I play one on a rare basis, it's fun. Like, for example, NBA 2K, I had never really played it. I played 2 years in a row. People really liked it. But then it got boring after that because it was the same shit over and over. Same thing. If I play sports games sparingly, I think it works. If I play it every year, it doesn't. So this year, maybe I'll do Madden. We'll see how it goes. Maybe next year I'll do MLB or NHL, right? We'll see. We'll see moving forward. But I think that Madden should be fun this summer, okay? And there you go. Jay Kramer just did another nasty message, so I've had enough. And goodbye to Jay Kramer. I don't know what else to say. The guy has brought up the tractor stuff 3 times now during the stream, and then he says something nasty to me, and he acts like I'm going to just, like, roll over and let him just derail my stream and be negative. I mean, he's a jerk. Bye. I don't know what else to say, Jay Kramer. Bye. Bye, and you won't be missed. People in here are here to have fun and hang out with me and have fun gameplay experiences and just chill out and laugh and be positive and not have to put up with your crap. You know, we don't need influences like you in here. Bye. And this is good because now you got other people who are now going to be negative too, which is good because now I can get rid of them too and we can have a fun stream, you know? Get rid of there. There we go. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay. Big Bumbling Black Man just cheered. He said, the kickoff gameplay, can we have a random sound from your pocket soundboard? A random sound? Oh, boy. Let's see. I don't even know. Let's see. Let's see what this one is. That's a stupid one. Hold on, that's the stupid one. Let's do this one. That one's okay. The thing is, I still forget I have it. Seriously, if a Big Bumbling Black Man didn't mention that I had this, I probably wouldn't have even remembered that I had it. And I wouldn't have even used it today. So there you go. Alright. Let's end the pre-stream. And then we'll get started. Sound good? Alrighty then.